you had said if you're going to go R,
Yeah.
like kind of like go big or go home,
Right.
so to speak. And I was reading a Judy Blume novel that was specifically for adults. And I thought, oh, how bad could this be? And then basically first page in, I'm like, oh, wow, yeah,
Yeah.
there's a reason. Yep.
Yeah.
So were there scenes that you had to like amp up in terms of it wasn't R enough?
Well, yeah, I mean, when we set it up, when I set up at the Henson Company, we had conversations because we wrote it as a hard R. Like, we came up with this idea and I wrote the script to be hard R. When we set it up at the Jim Henson Company, we had conversations of, should we make this PG-13? Like, are we alienating a segment of the audience? Like, if it is R, but this is the mid-2000s and like, South Park was incredibly popular and Ted came out and people loved Avenue Q. And there was definitely a market for R-rated entertainment that like twisted the tropes of children's entertainment. And, when we set the movie up at STX was like, no, this is going to be R. And we almost want it to be super R, so that we wanted to make it very clear this is not a kids movie. Like, we want to embrace the dark, twisted part of it, and we want to totally explore that. We totally want to go down that road, and we want to make sure parents know that this is an R-rated movie that is not for your children. So even part of the ad campaign, is like them making it very clear to people, this is not a children's movie. Do not take your children to this movie. And so we never like, no one ever said like, hey, R it up. Like, we really want you to make this, we want you to add stuff that's just for, gross out factors or anything like that. But we were always welcome. It was always understood like, no, we want this to be R. We're totally fine with it. And if anything, like, we want everyone to know that, because we don't want anyone accidentally bringing like a 7-year-old into this movie. So, because, I'd seen a lot of R-rated comedies where it was clear, like there was a studio note at some point that said, we need some sequence that's just there to be gross, like this is a gross out comedy. There's something that has like nothing to do with the plot or the story or the characters that we just need to throw in there. But we never really encountered that. People were always like, the nature of the story and the characters itself is R, and everything that happens to everybody is R. So it kind of worked cohesively rather than we need something here that's going to be crude just for crude's sake.